Now you have another individual that you think would be good on the team.
Yes, my buddy Alex.
So Alex, what can you tell me about Alex?
He's very, very outdoorsy. Also grew up here. Very good hiker. Very uh strong and can like do long hikes without issue. He loves
Okay.
the stuff we do. Very. I mean, he's a super outdoorsy guy. He's one of my biking
Yeah.
buddies. Yeah, just good energy to be around too. Playful, but good playful. And just yeah, man, I just can't say enough good about him. He's just a really, really good guy.
Okay.
So,
Obviously, you're having fun with your camera.
yeah, figure all this out. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So you put your glasses on, so I decided to too, just because that makes us look smarter when we're probably not. But hey.
That's funny. That's funny.
Anyway, yeah, I think we definitely need to do
Some kind of meeting.
a Zoom call with him and figure out where his strong points are and how he can better the team, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know what his tech background is. I don't know if he's done photography, if he's done filming, you
He's
know.
done photography.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does he shoot? Like what?
He's a nature shooter like us.
Okay, so landscape. That's great, actually. That's really good. You know, knowing your way around a camera is very important.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. I can
Uh-oh.
hear.
All right. But yeah, like the thing I was kind of curious about too is like like so if if we're out in the field and things are happening, I do imagine him also getting some camera time, of course, too, right? And that was
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, I don't mind having him on camera, on film. You know that once you're part of the group, you're part of the group. I mean,
right,
the only thing that we can show of Tom is pretty much his voice, right?
right.
For the maybe
Or pictures or
pictures of him you put in for the videos or whatever. But you know, is he able to help with editing at all too?
he might be. I could well see that's a good see that's why I was really hoping to talk to you before we actually got him on here because I wanted to what do you call it? Yeah, just this like actually because I wouldn't have thought of that. Like that's a great idea. Yeah, yeah, because he does know how to use iMovie.
Oh, great. Yeah,
So he can
anything, any help in that is going to be a great help. Now, you know, I have got over 1,000 10-second and 30-second videos sitting here on my desk, and I have gone through probably 600 of those.
I believe it, man.
In fine detail, because
it takes time.
It takes time and it takes patience.
Oh my God, yeah.
A lot.
It is.
Right? To review all that and take the slider bar and go forward and go back and do this little trick that you have to do.
Right.
So that you can see the
frame.
motion. Yeah. And then so that it is a lot of work, and I don't mind doing it because I actually enjoy it.
Thank goodness, man.
I found that one object, you know,
dude.
And there's more on that one clip, and I have not seen anything else.
Really?
In any of the videos so far. That one clip that we have is quite astounding. There has got to be in that one clip, 30-second clip, there is probably at least 4 unknowns.
Really?
And in all of the other clips that we have,
yes,
up to like 600 so far that I've gone through, there's nothing. Everything else is explainable. It's all bugs. It's all
dust,
birds and butterflies and
mice,
and everything. One clip,
Andrew,
one clip has 4. What are the odds?
Right.
So I'm just gonna put that out there right now.
That's crazy.
That's pretty amazing. And you've probably seen that video up on the shizzles.
Yes.
Stuff posted.
Well, I'm glad that you actually, because I saw the screenshots you took where you can see like the little round ball. It looks like a BB.
Yeah, it looks like a BB, and it comes down in front of the trees down to the ground. And then there's other things in the sky that come along kind of horizontal and then go straight up, just come along and boom, and then they go vertical. And it's like, what in the hell is that? Now, it's not like a bug, it's not like a bird, it's not like a butterfly or anything like that, because it's moving so fast.
Right.
It leaves a trail,
Wow.
a tail.
Yeah.
And that's only because the frame rate of the camera. That's the only reason it's there. That's the only reason there's a tail.
Right. Right.
So with the new camera, trail camera we got that shoots at 60 frames a second,
Nice.
we're going to be able to get twice the amount of detail that we have right now. And there's another guy I'm talking with on Facebook right now who's telling me that this Panasonic camera such and such shoots at 120 frames a second, and you can get it altered at Pixel, the place that's down by you, Pixel, the one where I set my Sony in to get altered so that we could see it red.
Yeah, I never knew what it was called, but yeah, I do remember. Okay, yeah, the same guy who did that.
Yeah, so he sent me this information in the video, and I'm like, dude, we've already done this. We have a camera that shoots at 120 frames a second, and it's already been altered by Pixel. Gosh darn, I don't remember the name, but anyway, it's in Mukilteo, right?
Okay.
Where they take the film off the sensor, right? So that you can capture, infrared and ultraviolet and whatever you want, right? So yeah, so this guy was telling me about this. I'm like, man, we're already there. We already have a camera. We don't need the Panasonic. We got a Sony. We got a really good Sony. Nothing against Panasonic, but I'm a Sony guy, and that's just the way it is.
You got me.
And
you got me hooked. You got me hooked, man. I was gonna go Canon too.
Yeah, and I did Canon. I did Nikon, and Sony for me has been the best as far as capturing low light. Exactly.
It's like holy crap.
Yeah, right. So that's where we are with that. But he was telling me about it, and I was like, well, dude, we got the camera. We've already had it done. We'll take the camera that we already have, the A7S. No, sorry, the A7 III, not S3. The S3 has not been altered, and I won't alter that one.
Yeah.
But the A7 III that we have, we will definitely start shooting it at 120 frames a second to see what we can capture. Yeah,
wow.
in full spectrum. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. In full spectrum.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
Because apparently things move by sometimes too quick, which we've been able to capture on film before, but it's just, and it's gone. But yeah, higher frame rate's better. So I agreed. I said, yeah, we'll bump it up with that camera and see what we can capture. The other thing that's interesting now, I was talking with Tom and about a trip this summer that we could do. Now we've got to work around your wedding, which we know we have to do either before the wedding or after. And because the location is south, we have the ability to do it sooner.
That's right, because of the warmer weather.
Because of the warmer weather, exactly. Mount Shasta, what do you think?
Oh man, yeah, absolutely.
What do you think?
Huh?
What do you think about Mount Shasta?
I mean, it's a hot spot, no question about it. One of the bigger ones in the country. Yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, no questions asked. I mean, I've always wanted to check out that area anyway, so, and now we're doing it plus work. It's perfect. But yeah, I mean, I know it's a hot spot. I know a lot of people have heard and seen multiple things out there, and I mean, it's got Andrew and Lee written all over it.
It definitely does. It definitely does. So we will we'll work on that. I've got to, after the first of the year, so January, February, March, May. I could probably take a week off in May if I wanted to. Really, I'm I'm bowing down to you because I know that you are in the situation where you're going to be getting married, and so I want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that you do that before we do something else. So
Why
whatever
don't we do it in June, like towards the end of June, maybe early July? Would that work?
okay. All right. Yeah. So Tom would meet us there.
Nice. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So,
So he would spend time with us as well.
of course. Now, are we flying or driving?
We would drive.
Nice.
We'd have to. We got all of this. I mean, we don't have a choice. We have to drive.
Could you imagine all that stuff on a plane? Hold on, that
Yeah.
the luggage is ours. Put it under your
Yeah.
seat.
I've only got 600 pounds of gear, and
Right. It's like half of that is the battery. Just kidding.
yeah, they're batteries. Yeah, big batteries.
Yeah, batteries. Yeah, that's right. Oh man. But yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. That's awesome. Love them road trips, man. This time I'm gonna fight myself not to be lazy and take more photos along the way. I don't care how tired or frustrated I am. Lesson learned there.
Yeah. All right, so we'll plan on Shasta. And you and I can talk about specifics as far as dates. Obviously we don't want to broadcast where we are when we are, right?
Yeah, right.
But your buddy as well, we need to talk about getting him on a Zoom call and
Do you want me to call him right now and see what he's doing?
You can. Let's give it a go.
All right, let's see. Hey man, I have you on speaker and I have Lee on camera here. We're wondering, are you available to take a Zoom call at the moment?
At the moment, see.
Ah, all right, Eric's stand by. I just sent Lee your email, so you should be getting it here soon.
Sounds good.
All right. Let's see here. Things are happening. This is nice.
It's moving.
It's moving.
Yeah,
Things are coming
moving
together.
along.
As you've noticed, Alex, like as far as like the Andrew and E stuff, we'd always pretty much just wait till summertime to do things. But it's like, dude, we're missing out on so much good content, and like we have to kind of at least post at least once a month, at least I think, because I feel like we've lost subscribers. I thought we were like at 250 at one point. Now we're down to like 180, 188 or something.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong.
Well, it depends. If you're looking at Facebook or if you're looking at
YouTube specifically.
Yeah, I haven't looked.
Yeah, I think we've lost a good amount, unfortunately. Yeah. Not-
activity.
Yeah, definitely. I do.
I mean, but one way to boost that is to do
Is this with a Zoom?
this, right?
Yeah, that's why I was like, this is perfect. That'll definitely help, man. That'll get her back up.
Your squatchy background back there, and yeah,
Indeedery, my
it's
scenery.
definitely-
I can see my piano back there. Whatever.
That's why I have this going on, because you wouldn't want to see what's going on back there right now.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's see. I want to try this. I just took this picture recently and I was trying to show it to you, Lee, but I couldn't find it. And I just found it. So now I got to show it to you. Let's see. Oh my God. There we
That's
go.
funny. I was gonna send you a text a long time ago,
Yeah.
and I realized I never sent it. I still have the draft here.
Oh, dude, I always do that. I can't stand that. No. How do you like, huh?
That's nice.
Look at this.
That's
Woo-wee.
nice. Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is the one I was telling you about. Whenever I'm like, I just need to get away, I get on my bike, ride 10 miles and go to this little lake and just chill.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's pretty cool, Alex. This is like the first time we've ever actually really tried doing this, I guess you could say.
Right.
So we're kind of experimenting just to kind of see what it looks like to do the Zoom thing. But yeah, email should be getting there any second soon, Alex. Yeah, it's funny because we're just getting used to all this all at once. Thrown into the fire,
That's right.
as we always do. Little does he know this is a tech interview to see how he does. Just kidding. No pressure, Alex. Just kidding.
Tick, 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 tick.
Right? Yeah.
Wait,
There we
wait.
go.
I got you. Hey,
Yeah.
go ahead and unmute it too.
Woo!
All
There we
right.
are. We're in. Right?
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
So welcome to Andrew and Lee. Just kidding.
Oh, thank you. Happy to be here.
Hell
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us about yourself?
Uh, I'm 31 years old. I'm a Seattle native, born and raised. Pretty much lived here all my life.
Mhm.
Haven't really ventured out. I've done some world travel. I went to Europe for 2 months with a couple friends. I was
Nice.
also an exchange student in Japan back in 07. That was
Okay.
a very unique experience. Let's see. I try to stay active. I love just being outdoors. My parents are avid hikers, backpackers, you name it. Sometimes I kind of joke that I was raised on a hiking trail because my parents would, even before I could walk, my parents would just have me in one of those bigger backpacks, just carrying me on their backs. And so, like, there I was just going through, just like backpacking with them during that time when I couldn't even walk.
Right.
So I love nature. Pretty much most of my family just loves hiking. Like my dad's summited most of the mountains here in Washington. Um,
Hell yeah.
I do music as well. Like that's pretty much how I got to meet Ander here. But yeah, that's how I got to meet Ander. And then it was over time through that group of friends where we became a lot closer. And then through our other friend, Derek Smiley. Better keep that part in.
Well, I'm sure to edit it. That's awesome. What about your experiences with like the paranormal and stuff? How do you feel about that? Like, what's your take on it? Yeah.
I personally have not really had anything happen to me. It's all, it's one of those things where I kind of, I start I haven't gone out, but I've always, envisioned like going out to some place and just witnessing something happening, just to say at the very least that I did see something happen that at the very least I couldn't explain.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing personal has happened to me. The only thing that really comes close is when I saw Bloody Mary in a dream, but
Oh,
that's much more vivid, just creation of the mind.
right. So no paranormal experiences. Have you had any deja vu?
That's a good one.
I can't say that I have.
Really?
Wow.
Seriously?
Maybe, but there's at least at the very moment, there's nothing that pops out to me. Nothing that
Really?
to the top of my head.
Wow. Okay. What about like have you like been doing something and all of a sudden you're like, well, so and so was about to call, and then they call. Have you ever had that happen?
Like you kind of pre-see it or whatever?
Yeah, almost a premonition.
Yeah.
I definitely have had some of those. Again, nothing too vivid where I'm like, this happened on this day.
Right. But
Yeah.
But I feel like
sometimes,
sometimes, or I'll think, okay, this is gonna happen. Oh my God, it happened.
right. So what you're saying is you're not a complete paranormal you have had some experiences, but whether or not they can be conceived as paranormal is another is another question, I guess.
Yeah.
So have you ever had a dream where you felt like you woke up in it? Like,
like Inception, kind of.
yeah, like
I have had one of those.
okay. That, or if had dreams about flying, like you were just flying as yourself, just around.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not a complete paranormal virgin then.
Well, he wouldn't have a reference, but yeah, I see what you're going
Okay,
with that.
so
That's
so
good. That's a good perspective to
good.
have. Yeah.
That's good. All right, good. Okay, so what do you know about cameras? Are you I hear from Andrew that you are interested in landscape photography. Can you tell us about that?
To be honest, I don't really have that much experience with cameras.
Okay.
I mean, I usually when I take a photo of something, it's usually just with my phone. I'm just using an iPhone 12 right now.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy. But yeah, I don't have much experience with cameras. I mean, I do like taking photos of stuff and seeing if I can find a cool angles,
Yeah,
especially
he's good at that.
here.
He's really good at that.
But other than that, I don't really have any knowledge about like cameras. I mean, I know you yourself have.
Do you have a fly in your room?
No, it was like I saw that. Yeah, it was like illuminating behind you.
Yeah, you had
Looked
something
like
going
a
on.
hair or something.
There was something going on behind you. Yeah. Um, okay, so what about like you're into audio equipment and audio gear? We use a parabolic mic, we have a Zoom 6, we also have lavs, we've got all
Just
kinds of yeah, we've got all kinds of audio equipment. Are you good with any of that equipment?
I've never used any of that stuff before, but I'm sure I could figure it out pretty easily.
I agree with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Are you you're pretty tech savvy then?
I can be like I'm a very visual person. I need to see how something's done in order to really fully understand it. Like you can tell me something 100 times and I still won't necessarily get it. But
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's fine. I'm not very tech savvy either, but yet I can build this. I don't know how I did it.
Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way, man.
The
There's a
crazy
will, there's a
crap I
way.
can, yeah, the crazy crap I can come up with. I don't know how I do, but I do.
Oh, true.
So,
Right.
well, I get that, and that's in it's not like a prerequisite or
Right.
any of that sort of thing. So I want you to feel that that's fine because I just come up.
We
with
learn on the job, bro. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly.
heard that.
Yeah, and a lot of the times it's it's just around with stuff to figure
That it works.
figuring it out and how it works and how it can be utilized and what we do. And a lot of what we do is experimentation, and that's huge. Working through problems when we're hooking up a new piece of equipment and what are the best ways of using that piece of equipment, and we try to figure that stuff out. So it's a great learning experience.
Mhm.
I know that Anders learned a lot from doing this stuff. So
I could definitely say I learned a lot from Lee, man. Like big time. Like not even kidding. I mean, we've been hanging out 10 years now like pretty much this summer will be 10 years.
Yeah.
But even just like within the first couple of years,
I have to do an episode special for that.
I know. Well, yeah, it's coming. Yeah. It's not a bad idea. And see, that's another good reason too. Like just like how you did right there, like just, hey, that's a good idea for this. Like he's really good at that. He's good at capturing. So if we ever get stuck like with something, or if we ever need like an extra opinion on something, he's very creative and just comes up with stuff on the fly. So I think that's one of his greatest strengths too.
yeah, and that's one thing too. When we're out there and we're doing stuff, that's what we need to constantly be thinking about things and constantly be saying,
In
hey,
the
what
moment.
about this? What about that?
Mhm.
That sort of thing. Any idea is never shot down. It's always
Right.
and it's just bouncing things off each other while we're out there trying to figure stuff out. It's very important.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what do you do for work without saying what company you work for?
I'm a cook, so I work in a very busy cafe.
Uh-huh.
And in the morning, I'm part of the prep team. So I'll get a huge list of things to prep. It might include some oven work. It might include actually assembling a recipe. Might include just prepping an individual item. And yeah, that's what I do. It's great because I get a lot of food to eat.
He's a good cook too, man. He's a good cook too. He makes really good food, man.
Yeah, but yeah,
Alex
it's
makes
something
some good food.
I love food. I love to cook. Food brings people together, no matter what.
Okay.
So, oh yeah, I thought like even if I could just have a job doing that, like it would keep my skills sharp and like that'd be great.
Yeah. So like, what is your availability? I know it's tough for Andrew and I to get together to do things. It's become increasingly more, I became increasingly more available recently. Yeah, I guess that's the next question is like, when do you think that you would be available to go out with us next?
Okay. I'm available weekends. I have an actual like Monday through Friday schedule. So
Oh,
I'm
wonderful,
available like
wonderful.
Fridays I'm off at 2:30 p.m.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So like I have most of Fridays available, and then of course all of Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
That's
And
perfect.
what part of Washington do you live in?
I live in Seattle.
Okay, so you're not. I'm in Puyallup,
Okay.
so there's quite the distance between us. For the most part, though, we do like to head north. Um, the mass majority of the time. Sometimes we do head south, but you know,
Depends on the place.
right,
Just
right,
depends.
right. So if you were okay, so here's a question: if we were to bring you on, what piece of gear that you own would you bring with you?
First thing that comes to mind is a field recorder.
So you have a field recorder then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've actually, to be honest, I've never tested it out, but I know it is still in my possession.
Oh, is that the one I got you a few years ago? Yes. Nice.
Yeah. I found it. I'm glad I
Test
still
cam.
got it, dude. Like I've been going. I mean, my place is pretty much all set to go now. But like I'm like there is a lot of stuff. I'm like, damn, where the hell did that go? Stuff that I think I don't have anymore. But like your piece was one of the things I do still have. So I was like, yes.
Nice. Right on.
Good. Okay.
I do have another question too.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know how to use iMovie, is that right?
I do.
Would it be possible to maybe also help with editing just a couple videos? Like if we
Oh
have,
yeah, for sure.
we're at a point now, dude, where it's like we are just overflowing with so much data and audio, and it's it's time consuming. And I even if it's just a few videos here and there, just to trim, and just scan and find like the best parts. I mean, that would be a huge help.
Sure.
And that's not something that's going to take the rest of your day. I don't mind doing the bulk majority of it, but if it could just shave off even just that, dude, that would be a great help. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that would get this ball rolling so quick. Like, it's not even funny.
Yeah, like you and I could get together and I could show you how to review video to find anomalous, whatever it is. And
you should tell them what you recently found, man, just to kind of give them an idea.
Okay, so we have.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We had 4 trail cameras out at Baker, and we have over 1,000 videos. Okay.
Yeah, no kidding.
Videos that we have are between 10 seconds and 30 seconds long. So I've taken those and I'll start to scrub them. And what I'm talking about with scrubbing a video is I'll take it on the little bottom line of the video there, and I'll go forward slowly, and then I'll go back, and I'll start at the beginning, and I'll do this.
Like scanning through, kind
like
of.
scanning.
You're like
clicking for anything in the sky or on the ground, in the trees, or whatever the case may be. So a 10-second video I'm reviewing for probably 30 seconds just to make sure that there's nothing going on. Yeah, I mean, you can take that video and slow it down to 25% speed, which does help, but you have to actually scrub the video to
really find things.
Yeah. Out of the 600 so far that I have scanned, I have found one clip out of 600 so far that has four unknowns.
I had no idea it was 4, dude.
30-second clip.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nothing else in the other 600 videos that I've looked at. I still have more to go, but I have not seen anything like that. And it's not bugs, it's not butterflies, it's not birds. This thing is metallic. It's got a reflection on it.
Perfectly round.
In the sky, perfectly round, mind you. Although when you're looking at video that's 30 frames a second, sometimes you do get a little bit of elongation in the object as it's moving through the frame rate. But it's definitely round. And it definitely is reflective, and it's reflective as it passes in front of the trees as well, going towards the ground. So Yeah. It reminds me, I don't know if you've heard of the Mosul orb video, where there's gun camera footage of an orb, it's been seen like moving across the sky,
Whoa.
in a war zone, basically.
Wow.
Oh,
It's
wow.
small, yeah. It looks like a big basketball, basically. It
Wow.
is silver and it's reflecting light. So that's basically what this object is that we have. And there's some other objects too that are going across the screen, and then they go straight vertical up into the sky.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
And
crazy.
you know, I can teach people how to review video and how to tell whether it's a bug or it's a bird, or there's a lot of analyzation. You know, you really have to analyze these videos. In fact, and it's not just myself. I actually send them off to Tom as well. When
Tom's one of our buddies. He was one of the original guys too that started this 10 years ago, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like not the YouTube channel, but just going out and investigating and just setting up cameras and night watching all night.
Yeah. So that's why we are who we are now and why we do what we do. That upon our own personal experiences has driven us to want to know more answers. For us, it's huge. I want to know what and why, and you know, the government's not telling us.
Right.
It's being stomped on and hidden and squashed. What is your interest anyway, Alex, in the phenomenon?
I'm honestly very curious to know just more about just UFOs, aliens in general. Because I mean, the more, like, I've always thought from a young age, like, if the world or universe is actually that big, like, why would we be the only ones there? You know? And so, like, there's a huge part of me that really wants to believe that, like, yes, there are things out there. And I definitely think that the government knows something about this as well. And I don't think they'll ever tell us one way or the other, because that would just cause so much panic, commotion, all of that. And yeah, that's when that's when the movie script, we start following the movie script, like, pretty much scene for scene at that point.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's something I'm very curious about, because I remember, like, all the times, Andrew, when we've been over at our buddies over there, and just like sky gazing at night.
Oh, totally. For that same reason. It was like,
when we were at the spot in the mountain and just like doing the same exact thing. It's like, like, I don't know. First of all, I just love staring up at the sky at night.
Amen.
Like I can do that all night and just never. I mean, I might fall asleep a little bit, but it will be very peaceful.
We all do.
That's all of us. So many times. I hear the snoring and I turn around and his camera's facing the ground. I'm like, Lee, just kidding. Just kidding.
But just like with the paranormal, it's like I'm almost waiting for just anything to happen, just so I can say that I've, like, actually seen something.
Well, just know this, man. When you got looking for it, you never know. It might be staring right back at you in the face.
Yeah, I mean, part of my karma is I feel like I can't, like, say, like, I just really want this to happen, because I mean,
you do want it to happen.
I feel like once I say that, I almost jinx myself. So.
Welcome to the crew, though. That's how it's.
Okay.
Always.
One other question I have, because this is common for Andrew and I, is how do you feel in quite stressful and scary situations? I mean, has there been a time when you have been scared crapless and felt like you had to run and get out of there?
Kind of, but definitely not to that extent, unless you count driving through the hood in Milwaukee, which is a little different. But I have noticed when I am scared, the first thing I'll do is check to see what other people are doing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
That's a great question, man.
Yeah, it's a very good question.
What do you like horror movies a lot?
I do. I definitely enjoy them. I don't watch them very much, but I definitely enjoy them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Do you have issues with going to bed afterwards?
Usually no.
No. Yeah. 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 I haven't had issues with it, since
Never. I mean, I listen to a horror podcast
a
when I
long
sleep.
time ago. Long time ago.
That puts me to bed, dude.
We have come across some crazy and I'll tell you what, it's it could get pretty hairy sometimes,
I mean, I guess there was one time where actually, and both Andrew and I stood our ground in the face of potential danger. I mean, even though it turned out to be a planet, like
Oh, Jupiter. Oh, Alex, you have to tell me this story, bro. You have to tell them. This is beautiful. So let me set this up for you. Okay? So for that episode, season 1, episode, I'm gonna guess it was like 8 or 9. The one we did up at the Witch's Tit. But before we went up to the Witch's Tit, remember how we were right in that open area where you put you put your truck up on that rocky little, and it was wide open, and we climbed up the it's like we had that perfect view of Mount Adam.
Right.
It was that open area, so we went there, right? And then I'll let Alex take it over from here. So go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, so it was basically the full day we were there. I felt like we were all just very, very connected. Yeah. We had a fire pit which was located just kind of in that rock area.
Right.
And there was a point we weren't exactly at the fire pit. We were kind of closer to the vehicles, probably in the halfway in between point. And if you're staring at that fire pit, you're kind of looking off to the left. And we noticed this bright just orb in the sky. And we were all, wait, what is that? It looked like it wasn't moving, but at the same time, it looked like it was coming towards us at an incredible speed. And it got to the point where I think we were all starting to get a little freaked out. I remember.
Well, I wasn't freaking out though. I was more curious than anything. I was like, "What is this?"
Our friend Sam. I remember at one point it was just like, "Yo, guys, let's go to the car. Andrew, get your gun."
Yeah.
Sam starts running, and George too. I think.
Yeah, it was
they both just got out of there.
Well, no, the best part was Sam was praying.
Oh yeah,
he was so scared. He started praying. I was like watching, like, what is, like, trying to gauge what's happening, right? I'm like, I was in my analytical mind. I'm like, what's happening? And I could literally hear Sam behind me, like, it's like
giving some sort of prayer. We're just looking at this thing because it really
looked odd
coming towards us. And I, at first, honestly, I thought it was an animal, which is why I was more leaning towards going to the car, because I was like, if this is a cougar, like, I probably want to get to the car or something. But we stared at it more and more, and we realized, okay, the clouds are just making it look funny. It's not actually moving, because it looked like the orb was getting bigger. It looked like it was getting smaller. And it was just all the play of the clouds, and then eventually brought up the sky view map, and we realized, oh, it's just Jupiter.
Right. So there's a thing that's called lensing, and that can happen with the atmosphere, basically. So it can make things look bigger or smaller. Also with, like you're saying, with clouds, it gives a perception that things are moving along somewhere. But yeah, there's atmospheric lensing, which can make an object seem larger than it normally would,
or changing color. It also looks like it's like blues, reds, greens. So it gives off this appearance that looks like it's a Christmas light or something.
Oh, okay.
And it happens when it's like, whenever there's like a planet or a star that's somewhat close to the horizon or somewhat within a certain area. It really has those characteristics where it really tricks you. And we've had a lot of people, including myself, fall for that.
That's probably what makes the moon look super huge and super small at times.
It can. It's atmospheric lensing, absolutely. The closer it comes down towards the horizon line, the larger it'll look.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, like I was saying, dude, I fell for that once, man. I was like dead on. I knew what I was looking at, but no, sure enough, it was that. And I was like, oh, what a letdown. But at the same time, it was a good learning experience. And you know, we all have our little issues. I remember one time, was it Tom that had the flies or the bugs, and he submitted his video and he got debunked that they were like, oh yeah, these are bugs. So we've
That
all
was early on for him. He was just learning how to, look at video, and he thought for
oh, well,
sure.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So since then, he's
Gotten way better.
way better, extremely.
Mhm.
So he likes to call my out sometimes too.
As we all do.
Yeah,
But it's a good thing. It's a healthy thing. I mean,
Right.
we need it. It's a good way of making sure that we're
we
not.
have to take the videos and bounce them around on each other just to make sure that we're seeing what we think we're seeing, or we're not seeing something. It's important. And through that effort, we can learn about, video and how it's put onto baseball, not film, but how it's perceived by other people as well. I mean, and that whole thing, I've got people monthly who contact me and say, hey, this is such and such. And I'm like, no, that's not such and such. That's that, it's
Like the most common one I would think would be the satellites, Elon Musk's Starlink.
Starlink. That happened so often.
So often.
Years ago. That was
Happened to us, 2019.
crazy. That was nuts.
I almost fell out of my chair, and then when we noticed it was a cycle, like every 90 minutes it'd go by. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's not obviously it's not an alien highway. There's no reason these things should be repeating in the same area, same time, within a certain time frame. So it's like, yeah, that was a letdown. But I remember we were so excited, man. And that got us pretty good. But
Yeah,
the
we
next day
saw
we looked it up.
It was pretty wild because when it ejects, when those satellites eject from the main body of the whatever the thing that goes up, I don't know.
Carrier or whatever it is.
But there's a bunch of satellites connected, right? And so they come off of this main body. And as they do that, there's these sparkles that come off too. And that was really interesting. We're like, what in the hell? And then I was like, no, wait a minute. That had to have been a satellite. And we didn't have internet service up there at all at the time. So it's not like we could check.
Right.
So 90 minutes later, here it goes again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fun. I enjoy the heck out of it. It's a blast.
Yeah, there's sometimes too. Oh, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
I was going to say, gets you out there working with some complicated equipment, some fun stuff to use. If you can think of it, we've got it.
I feel like we're getting to that point. Yeah.
Yeah, we just have so much equipment. There's no way to
manage it all.
One
person, two people. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of redundancy that we have in play too, just in case something's not working, which is fine. We need that.
Yeah.
But that also means everything that we carry, we're carrying 2 times of almost. So it's a lot of weight.
Hey, at least it wasn't as bad as our very first episode where we had to carry that across the snow. Most of what we do is drive up, we'll park the vehicle, right? And then we set up around. Or there's other times we'll backpack. And then obviously, and when that happens, then it's just less gear, of course, because you want to be as light as possible. But there's both sides of it. Some episodes would be just us driving up and parking, and there we are. And Lee and Tom will find our locations using Google Earth, which is to me phenomenal. I don't know how y'all do that. That's amazing to me. But they'll follow with they'll find like openings up in the mountains, and I mean, from what I've experienced so far, all the spots we found have been incredible.
And lucky sometimes too.
Yeah, very lucky. Yeah, sometimes the roads would be snowed in. Like that's our first like 5 episodes. I felt like we couldn't get anywhere because of snow and.
Right.
But that's another thing. It's just being flexible too. Like, all right, this didn't work. Then what's the next option? And
right.
Yeah, and the good thing is I know like Alex is in pretty good shape too because he does a lot of biking and hiking and stuff. So I don't really see that being an issue for him. Where that would be an issue for a lot of other people I know.
Do you happen to have a backpack, Alex?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well,
got backpacking gear, tent, water purifier, sleeping bag, all that.
Okay. How are you on internet research?
Internet research? I'm all right, I guess.
Like if
Okay.
you give him something, he can easily just Google it, and get whatever.
Yeah. That's obviously the beginning of it, right?
Hmm.
So we're talking about SAUK, SAUK mountain.
Oh yeah.
And before you came on, and that's one of the areas that we want to do some research in because we've heard a lot about potential Bigfoot activity in the area from
Oh,
multiple sources.
Hmm.
So that's
Credible
definitely,
ones too.
yeah, that's definitely something we're going to be looking into springish. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. I didn't mention this prior, but I actually have an uncle who's had a potential Bigfoot sighting, and I've gone
Ah.
a couple of the call blasting trips with him, and it was a really cool experience.
Oh, so you have done something like that. You've done.
I
Okay.
have.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, we try not to do a whole lot of call blasting. We try to stay as quiet, but yeah. Okay. Great. That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear it. So we are planning a trip next month up north.
Was that the
And
13th, the weekend of the 13th?
Oh, geez. Why you can say the yeah.
Dude, I could just edit it out.
I know you're gonna have to anyway.
Yeah,
So the
exactly.
13th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you free?
13, January 13th.
The weekend of like that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right?
I think
Or Saturday,
This
Sunday.
is Friday. Yeah,
it would
yeah.
be Saturday,
Friday's the
into
12th.
Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday to Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, I should be available. I see no reason why not.
Right on. Put it in your calendar.
Is it just 13th and 14th?
So yeah, that Saturday. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but yeah, it should be the Saturday and Sunday. Let me see, so we're on the same page here. December,
We need to
January.
watch for weather up north too.
Yeah, 13, 14. Yeah, you're right. Always got to keep an eye on that.
I mean, because if it's nasty, then we have to do a change. But if it's
Right.
just little drizzle here and there, then we'll
House,
do
whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So what would happen then is I would drive to wherever you're at, pick you up, and then we'd go get Ander.
Okay.
That's the way it would roll. Yeah. And we would let you know what you need to bring. Basically snacks and warm as hell clothes.
Yeah, layers, like for real, bro. Like you thought,
Layers and layers.
you thought it was cold when we went out there in the summer to that area. Now it's time to really buckle down. I'm talking like 4 or 5 layers. If I'm not even kidding either.
Yeah, and even like bring a blanket with you as well. You're gonna need it. One that you don't mind if it gets a little dirty or whatever, and you can wash it later. But yeah,
Sure.
It's gonna be so worth it, man. It'll be so nice.
Hell yeah.
Let me
Hell
see.
yeah. I'm stoked now. Looking forward to this.
Okay,
Hell yeah.
I will give it a run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
I'll need to come up with my pseudo name.
That's right.
You don't have to have it. It doesn't matter. The only reason I do it is because of work.
Oh yeah, it could be a real name or whatever. Yeah, it's up to you, man. Honestly, yeah, it's up to you. I did it for the same reason, just in case I didn't want any issues.
I
Like
see.
kids reverse searching me and then finding this or something. I don't know. Just playing it safe.
For sure. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, that's all I got. I ain't got
Yeah.
no more. Anyway, so we're pretty much done here with
Right on.
the Zoom call. Everybody has lives.
Yeah, true.
All right.
But cool. Yeah, appreciate this, Lee. I'm glad we got this together. Alex, thank you so much for taking this like short notice, but I'm glad we got this done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you officially, Lee.
Yeah, no problem, Alex. We can go into more detail about what you should bring and all that. Headlamp.
Got one of those.
Headlamp, does it have the red light?
No.
Oh yeah, for real.
Okay. I'll have to look for one with a red light.
Yeah.
Yes. That way you're because it's easy. That way you're not blinding the cameras or the
Oh,
low light stuff could get damaged.
Right.
it.
It's so it helps also with your night blindness is with the red light, then you're not exposing your retina to to brighter fuller spectrum, light. It's just better for you and for your ability to see in the dark.
Heard that.
Right, and it's not work. I mean,
Right.
it's for me, it's a blast, even though I'm putting all this crap together.
Yeah, I know we sound all technical and and then we're talking like, it sounds like we're, but it really is just fun and just being in the moment and just being observant, Let me
For
see.
Yeah.
sure.
We're going out there to have fun. I mean, our objective really is to capture something, to show other people, so that people that may not be totally convinced get more so convinced. We're not trying to be the saviors of the world and say,
Right.
oh, the UFO, or there's an actual Bigfoot. No, that's not the plan. It's that slow disclosure that we're interested in doing, just to help people realize that there is other things out there. All right. Do you have any questions for us, Alex?
No, sir, not at this time.
Not at this time.
Oh, but if you do, you have our numbers now
Well,
in the chat.
I do.
In the future, we don't know where this goes, what's going to happen. I do know that I've got a lot more time on my hands now than I used to. So that's where I'm going to keep it. I've been bottlenecking myself into things that I shouldn't be bottlenecking myself into, because my heart and everything about me says I need to be doing this, not bull. To put it mildly.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, same. Yeah, it's when you realize, man, time's just flying by, man, and those few moments that you're not using creating, they're gone.
Right.
You never get those back.
No.
Yeah.
No. I realize everybody's got things in life and that sort of thing, and Andrew's got the big next one coming up with his marriage and whatnot. I just want to work around things and work around people's lives,
Right.
So if there's times where Alex, you and I go out and Andrew doesn't, or Andrew and Alex go out and do something and I'm not able to do, or whatever the case may be, I just want to do that, right? To be flexible is important.
Absolutely. Big time.
So that's all I have to say.
Right on. Cool. Well, yeah, appreciate that, Lee.
Yeah. All right, guys. On that note, we'll see you guys on the trail.
Nice. Well done.
Well,
All right. See y'all later. See y'all on the trail.
See ya. Oh.
Later.
Yeah.